Have you ever had that experience where you're working away in some business software and you just hit a wall?
Well, that's where someone like Farhana comes in. She's a senior software engineer at Tana and a solution architect at Tayana Solutions.
Okay.
And she is amazing at solving these Acumatica problems. We're talking over 1,000 unique report scenarios,
Wow.
50 generic inquiries built. This is someone who really knows this software inside and out.
She sounds like a real pro.
Absolutely. And she recently dealt with this exact problem for one of her clients.
Really?
Imagine this. A salesperson needs to update a custom field on a completed sales order.
Look.
Maybe add some notes or reference numbers or something.
Makes sense.
They go to make the change and they're blocked.
Oh, yeah. I can see how that would be a problem. So how did Farhana fix that?
So she really took a look at that custom field and figured out which ones needed to stay flexible even after the document was marked completed.
Yeah.
Then she dug into the part of the system where those fields are defined and basically made sure they weren't being restricted by that completed status. She basically told the system, hey, I know you usually lock this down, but I need this specific field to stay open for edits.
I like it.
And to do that, she used some code to target what's called a row selected event.
A row selected event.
Yeah. It's just a fancy way of saying she made sure that when a user selected a row in the document.
Clever. So she basically made an exception to the rule. But did it actually work?
It did. She even went a step further and adjusted the workflow itself. You know, the series of steps the document goes through in the system.
Right.
She made sure that the ability to edit that field was built right into the process.
Okay.
So that users wouldn't run into that roadblock at any stage.
Not only did she fix the problem, but she made the whole workflow smoother.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
It really is. And it just shows how something that seems like a small limitation in the software can really have a big impact on your daily operations.
That's true. With frustrating limitations in Acumatica.
Remember Farhana's story? It's a perfect example of how some smart customization can make a huge difference in how smoothly your business runs.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not always about, like, completely changing everything.
Right.
Sometimes it's these smaller targeted solutions that make a real impact. Were there any, like, challenges Farhana had to overcome?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It took a deep understanding of the Acumatica software,
Of course.
but also how the client's specific needs and workflows worked.
Makes sense.
She had to analyze everything and find the exact spots where the limitations were causing problems,
Right.
and then figure out a way to fix it without messing up anything else.
Sounds tricky.
For sure. And that's where Tayana Solutions really comes in.
Okay.
They have a whole team of experts, just like Farhana,
Great.
who know Acumatica like the back of their hands.
Wow.
They've seen it all, from simple tweaks to the most complex customizations.
So they're not just fixing problems, they're helping businesses use Acumatica to its full potential.
Exactly. And they don't just give you a solution and disappear.
Right.
They really take the time to understand your business, your processes, your pain points, and then they work with you to find the best way to do things.
That's great.
It's about making your team work smarter, not harder, you know?
Yeah. Using the technology to help you.
Exactly. It's like having a partner who knows the system inside and out.
Right. And can guide you to the right solutions.
Exactly. They're all about providing fast solutions and making sure the customer is happy.
So if anyone listening is thinking, man, I wish I had a Farhana on my team.
Well, you're in luck because Tayana Solutions has a whole bunch of them.
That's awesome.
Ready to take on your Acumatica challenges? Pretty much. They've worked with tons of businesses across different industries.
Wow.
So they have experience with all sorts of things.
That's great.
Whether you need a specific customization, a workflow fixed, or just want to see what Acumatica can really do, they can help. Give Tayana Solutions a call at 678-910-2774.
And for anyone listening who's having similar problems with their Acumatica system,
Tayana Solutions has a whole team ready to help.